Shalom. Okay, this is the last one for the day. Now, the question was, so what are the easiest things that I can grow just starting off? Okay. Now, to be honest with you, everything that I've grown has been easy. Okay. I don't grow anything that's difficult to grow, because for me it's pointless. So all the things that I've had to grow have been super easy. I mean, just super easy. Okay. And so, but specifically what I recommend people grow. Okay. I recommend anybody growing or having a garden to grow radishes. Okay. Now, the reason why I like radishes is simple. They are super easy to grow. You can grow a ton of them in a small spot, and they don't take a long time to grow. Okay. And if you like radish, you can also use the tops as well as greens that you can add to your salad. Alright, they give a little peppery, spicy kick to them. I mean, you want to make a whole salad with just the greens, but if you have a salad, you can add a little of the radish tops to it, and it spices it up, gives it a whole new dimension. Right? Super easy, about 30 days start to finish radish. And they help out your garden because they repel certain insects. Alright, so other things that I recommend, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't had any problem. Lettuce is easy to grow. Now, I have several different types of lettuce, and I am going to actually separate these out. I'm going against my own rule here, because I told you guys, you know, to make sure you don't add everything in the same pack. And I have several types of lettuce, and I had all of them in the same pack. I love the different types of lettuce. Okay, so what you want to do is grow several types of lettuce, and you know, grow them maybe 2 weeks apart from each other, and you will continue to get a harvest. What I like about the lettuce is you don't have to take the whole head up. You can continue to just break off the outside leaves, and the lettuce plant will continue to produce more. Love them. Didn't have any problems with these. You plant these next to some marigolds, and they will keep most of the bugs that eat these things up away, and you shouldn't have any problems with your lettuce. The only thing about the lettuce, lettuce doesn't like it when it gets really hot. Alright, so if you're doing the head lettuce does not like it when it's super hot. Okay, so you will have to watch it a little bit there. But in that situation, that's when you use the leaf lettuce, which is just different type of leaf lettuce. If you buy bags of lettuce, when they sell them as a spring mix, and it's just that real soft, not really crunchy type lettuce leaves. Hold on for a second. Those leaves that are not really real crunchy, that's what these are. These grow in 30 days to 45 days. You can sprinkle them out, sprinkle a little compost or a little soil on top. 30 days, they come up, you just picking them. Alright, very simple, easy to grow. Okay, another thing, Swiss chard. Now, this is one of my favorite things to grow. Okay, I recommend getting the rainbow. Other than the one color, I have white and I have rainbow in here. A couple things I like about the Swiss chard. Super easy to grow. super easy to grow. Two, Swiss chard. If you get the colorful Swiss chard, like if you buy it rainbow Swiss chard, right? You can grow it in places where it may be like, say if you're trying to expand your garden space, right? You can plant it in where your flowers are, and because the stems are so bright and colorful, it will look like, even though it's edible, it looks like something that, you know, would grow with your flowers. So it's cool. That's pretty cool. Also, the fact that you can break off the Swiss chard plants and it continues to produce more chard plants. So it just continues to grow. So that's awesome. Plus, let me tell you something. We were having 110-degree weathers here, and after a while I said, you know what, I'm tired of the garden. I can't go out there and water it anymore. Stuff was starting to die because of the heat and wasn't getting any water. Let me tell you something. I just a couple weeks ago was pulling up my last bit of Swiss chard. Okay, Swiss chard will go from cold to hot and it will survive, okay, for the most part. Very slow to bolt. So Swiss chard, awesome. Okay, grow you some Swiss chard and that'll be easy for you. Another thing I like, collards. Oh my goodness, collards. What do I like about the collards? Collards are super easy to grow. And a couple things I like about when I grow my greens, like Swiss chard, like lettuce, like my brassicas, right? But I particularly like kale and collards. Why? Because I like plants that produce even after you break them off. Like, they will continue to produce. The reason why I like plants like that is because if I'm trying to grow in the small amount of space, it makes sense. If I can use one of my squares for a cabbage or a collard, and the cabbage is one and done, but the collard continues to produce for me, you gotta love the collards. Why I like the collards is because the collards that I get are pretty good with the heat. Okay, so they can tolerate some heat, and they also tolerate the cold. Now, of course they tolerate the cold weather better, but they can survive a little bit in the summertime as well. So I like them, slow to bolt. So those are cool. So you know, when I recommend people grow, I say grow some lettuce, grow some Swiss chard, grow some radish, grow some collards. Super easy to grow. All right. Also, tomatoes. Let me tell you, the hardest thing about tomatoes is, depending on the type of tomato that you get, say if you want to grow a brandywine, which produces like those huge tomatoes, because the tomato gets huge, the plant itself also gets huge. So tomato plants can grow, you know, very big. And if you don't have it staked properly, you know, sometimes a tomato plant can just fall over. Like I had this past year, I grew one of those big, large tomato plants, and I had one of those tomato rings around it, and we had a windstorm that came through with some 60, 70 mile winds, almost tornado style. And I come back outside, the whole tomato plant had fell over, and it was so big and heavy I could never get it back up. So I actually was picking tomatoes from it while I was laying down. So besides the staking and support that you need for tomatoes, super easy to grow. I mean, if you got a container garden, tomatoes, super easy. They continue to produce. Doesn't matter if it's cherry or the other types. Super easy to grow tomatoes. So tomatoes, Swiss chard, radish, lettuce, collards. Also, if you like beans, green beans, the bush ones are super easy to grow. Whole beans are easy to grow as well, but then you have to worry about trellising and making it a way for them to grow up and things like that. Listen, get you some bush beans, plant them bad boys. You can plant a bunch in a small area. They produce like crazy, and they're super easy. And with the bush beans, I have very little bugs that eat up my bush bean. Hardly any. I've grown these things for a couple years now, and they don't get attacked by bugs. I don't know what it is. They don't like the leaves of them, so I have zero problems with bugs on my bush beans. So those are super easy. I will say this about the collards. Collards, cabbage, and all those, broccoli, cauliflower, I have the hardest time growing them because of the bug that eats them things. And I am going to kick that bug's butt this year. I'm trying different things every year to kick that bug's butt. Normally, I don't really get a good collard or kale or cabbage harvest until fall, winter, and early spring, because during the spring, summer, it's this bug that just destroys it. But I'm going to kick its butt this year, and I'm going to tell you guys how I kicked its butt when I do. Alright? So, those are easy. And peppers are real easy. And if you do something like if you're doing bell peppers, they take longer because they're bigger. But if you do something like a jalapeno pepper, man, you can have a small plant that may grow that big, and by the time you move some of the leaves away, it's just tons of peppers off this thing. You keep harvesting the peppers, they just keep coming back and back and back. Super easy to grow, and very little bugs. Beets, just like Swiss chard, super easy to grow. Potatoes, I gotta show you guys the next time I do potatoes. I don't think I have a video up on how to grow the potatoes. I'm gonna show you how to grow the potatoes. Super easy to grow potatoes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, super easy to grow. So those are the things I recommend. Radish for everybody. 30 days, one and you're done, right? Leaf lettuce is super easy. Another 30 to 45 days and you got your harvest. Head lettuce, bolts, some of them will bolt faster, so they don't like as really super hot temperatures, but you can grow them pretty easy in the fall and early spring. Swiss chard will grow from winter to summer, it doesn't matter. Love Swiss chard, super easy to grow. Bush beans, summertime, super easy to grow, hardly any bugs attack them, and they just keep going. Tomatoes, easy to grow. The only problem you may have or run into, you need to make sure you support it correctly. Besides that, super easy to grow. Peppers, super easy to grow. The smaller the pepper, the easier it is to grow the plant. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I only grow the easy stuff, and that's the stuff I like to eat. So hope that helps. Shalom.